White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London, stand strong, in the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder, to the club they sing along. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes, glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, we're the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. The pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
Good evening and welcome to a very subdued, down, fed up THFC till I die after watching 90 minutes of dross again, watching a manager who has more life in him than a garden gnome on the sidelines. And again, we're asking the question, will Ange survive this time? He's had more lives than Top Cat. He's had more lives than a goldfish. Oh, where do we go from here, man? And I'll be back in 2 minutes. My headphones have just died.
And
We'll
it
be back in a
starts
minute.
fantastically, doesn't it, Dermo? Right. Okay, so before... oh, he's turned into me. 2 tequilas. That's bad news for anyone. Right, how are we doing in the chat? Chill Music saying, the only manager to break the 18-month cycle is Poch by 5 years. So it shows that Poch is criminally underrated. I think we all realise that now, if we didn't before. I've said that Poch is the most Levy-proof manager we've ever had. So he's the one who can work within the system. He's the one who can kind of handle Levy and Enoch better than any other manager. I think the only other one who came close was Redknapp. I think Redknapp did all right as well, but only those two. He also says Levy is effed up. Can't say the F word yet, Chili, because you have to wait 8 minutes or something. Levy is effed up since Poch and didn't realise that Poch was the one for him. Nope. Mr. Philip Brady in the chat is saying, used to be 2 certainties in life, death and taxes. Now there's a third, Spurs to let you down. We should all be used to it by now, Philip. I think we are. Most of us are. And Wayne Bonner, hello again, my fellow Spurs sufferers. On the plus side, at least we won't lose during the week.
That's so true.
True.
That is so true. Where do we go from here, Tequila? Seriously, though.
Home. That's the answer for that demo. We go home.
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
It's like the Band-Aid needs to be stripped.
Earlier on, I don't know if Neil's in the chat, right? Just quickly. Earlier on, we were called not boring per se, but we were told to talk about something different. And I just want to quickly bring up, I don't even think Neil's in the chat, and I'm not taking any shots at Neil, but this is the point. It's like me and Dermo have come on again. What is it we are meant to say that we haven't said after so many defeats now. I mean, we really are at the point. I know we got a win against Brentford, right? But we're really at the point where we're more or less expecting to lose nearly every game. Certainly against half decent opposition, which Villa are. Villa are a good team. Maybe not a great team, but they're a good
Villa
team.
played well today, by the way.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
And that was without their main striker. And so they're a very good team. And they've got a very good manager. I really like the manager. I would have loved to have had him at Spurs.
I know Arsenal are kicking themselves tequila.
Yeah, and I know people say, "Oh, he's an ex-Arsenal." Look, Arsenal treated him terribly. He'd be on our side if he was a Spurs manager. He'd be like, you know what? Against Arsenal, he'd had an extra spring in his step. He'd probably become a Spurs hero because they treated him terribly. He'd love to get revenge on him. So they've got a very good manager. They've got a good team. So all fair play to Villa. Congratulations. They got a good chance of winning the cup now. Liverpool are gone. They'll be one of the favourites. But and anyway, get back to my point. It's like what is me and Demo meant to say after seeing that again that we haven't said about Ange and the players? So we don't mean to be repeating ourselves, but it's just like because nothing's changing, he probably won't be fired, Dermo.
No,
I don't think so.
No, and it's what final score is about. It's about emotions. It's about talking about the game we've just seen. It's about describing how we're feeling after we've just seen. And I've said to you, didn't I? I felt numb. I've no feeling whatsoever. And this is a fan from 40 odd years that have seen it all. I mean, look, Philip Brady says it as well. He's been a fan for 60 years. Never had to say this before, but I really don't care anymore. And I'm at that point now.
So I've been at that point for about 3 months.
So what needs to change? What needs to change? Let's look at it right. Let's look at it right. Let's look to the future. Ange gets the sack this week, right? Or tonight or tomorrow. Which, if we get any news, guys, we will come on straight away and give it the latest. And we could always say, "Oh, they're Megatron." We could say that. Oh, hail tequila sunrise. We could say that.
Why not?
Tequila could go into his. I mean, has anyone seen Tottenham? I mean, we haven't done one of them for a while.
You'll have to let me prepare on that. That will be a long one. That one.
Yeah.
All the people I could throw under the bus, considering.
Do you really want to do that as a pre-record, like a 3 minute?
I might have to at some point. I'll need some time to prepare it because there's so many names to throw in there who are to blame for what we see.
Do it.
What about my own bloody team, Dermo? Yeah, but if I do that, I'll be everyone calling me, "Oh, he's not a proper Spurs fan. Back the team." I'll get all that, won't I?
I back you up. I back you up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Has anyone seen Daniel Levy?
Like I say, there's so many names.
Yeah.
Director of football, the manager, most of the players.
Yeah. What do you say to Philip? 60 years, and he's come out of that. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? In a nutshell.
Yeah, because it's a larger portion size. So Philip's going over a lot more ground than I am. I've said he's the worst manager that I've seen in my 25 years. Like I say, the only person I think it's close to Santini. What I'd ask Philip is, with your 60 years, Dermo's told me, and I don't know if Dermo still believes this. Dermo, you've said you think Ozzy Ardiles is still worse than Ange?
No, Christian Gross was worse.
So you think Christian Gross? So does that mean that Philip doesn't think Christian? So okay then, Philip in the chat, if you're still there, is Ange the worst manager you've seen at Spurs, or is it is there other managers? Dermo says that Christian Gross is still worse than Ange. I myself have got Ange, but I've only got 25 years. So
well, at least Ange didn't sit down at a press conference. Where is it? I have to do this. Sorry. Sorry, I have to do this. Sorry, this is the way it was done, right? I don't know what it's put in.
Wayne's comment. Silly Wayne. Okay.
Yeah. Hang on. This was Ange Postecoglou. This was Christian Gross at a press conference when he was announced as Spurs manager. I came by the tube today. I got a travel card. That's what he said.
It doesn't make him a bad manager, no. He just like
Alan Sugar's face, tequila, was like, "What the F have I done?" He was
Yeah,
so
but they might make him a bit odd. But so I never.
sacked him. They brought him in for Rando Ramos, I think. Or was he before Rando Ramos?
No, he's way before. Ramos was 2008.
Oh, so they brought him in for Jerry Francis, I think. Here we go. Terry Neal.
Okay, before my time. So you reckon? So okay.
Terry Neal came in after Bill Nick, and he was He was an ex-Arsenal player, and he came in for 2 years and laid the groundwork for us to be relegated.
Fair enough. I suppose Ange hasn't got us relegated yet.
No,
He probably won't.
Berkshire got us relegated, but he did bring us back up and was successful. So
yeah.
We've got where are we now? Big up to the Directors Forum UK. There's only Europe left now. The season's basically over already. It is.
Nearly.
You don't need me telling you this at this time like this, but I think Ange will win trophies given another 2 years. Michael, we love you. You like me, you're a big Celtic fan. I get it, but he has to go, man. He has to go. This is embarrassment now. We're getting fans 60 years of supporting Tottenham saying, I don't care anymore. We've got Tequila saying, I've had enough. I've now hit rock bottom with this club. Something has to change. I can't go through another 2 years of this. Could you, Tequila?
I've already set my limit for next year, I've already said that if he's managed, and I'm going to stick to it, bruv. I
don't blame you. Nothing will change. All Spurs fans can do is buckle up and hope we get some of our main players back next week. Yeah. And it is, isn't it, Tequila? We've got a week off now. We've got no games between now and Man United. So is there a chance you think we might get some of the injured players back?
Yeah, and that's why we probably won't get relegated, because I do expect results will pick up a little bit. Because, you put Romero and Van der Ven back in that team, and I know people are not crazy about Romero this season, but Van der Ven alone with his pace, you know how often that player saved us, that we haven't got that anymore. So just having Van der Ven back, really, for me, with all due respect to Romero, just having him back will be a massive difference regarding how many goals we ship. Our defense will still be shaky, but he'll be there to get us out of trouble, like he has so many times. Results will pick up a little bit, Dermo. We're not going to. I don't think we're going to finish inside the top 10. We might end up in 11th or 12th, but results will pick up a little bit. But we won't be relegated because we will get some of our better players back. But
yeah, no, we will do. We will do. Chilly Music saying Andrew's a fraud and a liability.
Yeah, I've called him delusional and a liar. That's my terminology for it, but I kind of agree to your music. I don't know I don't know if fraud is. It's just terminology, mate. I agree generally. Yeah.
Wayne Bonner says you meant to say all hail the Messiah, all hail Ange, lifetime contract incoming.
Wow.
All hail Megatron. I am so angry, and I am so angry. I even said,
most of us
didn't I just say to you, Tequila, I didn't even want to do this stream.
Yeah, I literally had to kind of force him to come on, to be honest. Didn't I, Dan?
I am that pissed off. Big up to Wayne Bonner, as long as he doesn't back you up with a oh god, not this again.
We're back to the plunger.
Oh, that's gonna follow me around like a bad smell. That really is.
Did you have to use bad smell, Damo? Come on. Did you have to use follow me around bad smell?
I didn't think about it. I'm sorry. I think Ange's position with the majority of the fan base is broken completely. If Levy does what he's done in the past, then he is gone. Yeah.
Well, the problem is, Philip, and you know this as well as I, what we're seeing is very unlike Levy. No manager ever gets this long. No manager is ever given so many chances regarding time. No manager. He has pulled the trigger. He's been relentlessly pulling the trigger every time. It's looking like we haven't been qualifying the Champions League. And this has been pretty much the worst season under Enoch, I think, at least league position wise. And he hasn't pulled the trigger. It's so unlike we've seen him before. I don't know why. None of us do.
No, that's so true. If the owners keep Ange, I will stop watching matches. Sadly, I can't do that. But I know the lads can, but I won't, because I know the show must go
Well,
on.
if you're going to do watch-alongs, you kind of have to, Dermo. But
yeah,
I'll come and talk to you about the matches. I'll still do content on the channel if you want me to.
But
I ain't going to watch the matches. I might watch the highlights, maybe, but I am not going to sit through. I'm just not. I'd rather do something else, mate.
This for me is therapy. Doing these shows with you. To be fair.
Yeah, I know.
This is therapy. No, Gross wasn't there long enough. He went off to Switzerland and done a great job. Michael says the question should be: is Ange the unluckiest manager you've had? Probably be for the amount of injuries we've got. I would say yes.
I don't think it changes that much to me. I understand what you're saying. I think he's been a little bit unlucky in regards to all hitting the same spot at the same time. I think there's some truth to that. Every club has a lot of injuries. Yes, you've had a lot, but I think it's because we've had them in the same area. Like, for example, it was all in the defensive, and now we started getting some of our defensive players back, and then our forward line's being butchered. You know what I mean? So in that way, yes, but I don't want him hiding behind it, and he is hiding behind it because he keeps bringing it up every press conference. I'm sure he's probably done it again in this one.
Yeah, we've got people in the chat. Big up to Wayne. What made Christian Gross a crap manager was that he was shit and possibly taking the magic mushrooms. I think he was. I think there was a bit of magic mushrooms involved in that. I think it did. Instead of being paid, he asked for magic mushrooms instead of money. I just want to know: did he use his travel card to go home? Did he buy a month one? That's what I want. Did he keep it going every month? Agent Neil did what his bosses at Highbury prayed him to do, set us up for the drop. Only sight relief today is Liverpool and Rangers lost. Yeah, I suppose that's a good way to look at it, Mr. Brady. Celtic did win last night 5-0, so I suppose my weekend is not totally destroyed. Ange Postecoglou, Europe is still very important to us. We are still in great spot there. We'll hope to get some players back over the next 2 weeks. That is what he said in the press conference. Has he just?
I mean, I don't believe a word he says anymore. So no matter what he says, I wouldn't believe. So
yeah. The scary thing is I haven't seen worse this season. Well, firstly, Carl, I apologize to you. I did put it in the chat. You are you do very good work behind the scenes for this channel, and I want to say sorry to you. So I hope I did send you a message, but I'll say it to you. I thought while you were there in your chat, I thought I'd say sorry to you anyway. So I hope you can accept that apology, and we can talk and we can move on, because we've made a few tactical decisions, so I need to keep you up to date what's happening. But big up, Carl, and I'm sorry again. Michael McDonald, thank you for that, Brady. I didn't even know the Huns got beat. Yeah, dancer, exactly. Philip says he's not a fraud, but he has been unlucky. But that's what? That's Deeden.
Doesn't I think, but that doesn't excuse. Doesn't, I think is what you meant.
Doesn't excuse what we have done. Exactly. A lot of people are saying the same thing, and it's not a fault from Carl. Wayne has said, what pisses me off is the amount of games we've lost at home. Michael says, no manager could do any better with the players available.
That's not true. Sorry, Danny. I'm sorry.
Who could have done better than Tequila? But look, I sort of
what
agree
in the world. Or do you mean?
No, I don't know what he means. Michael, put in which managers do you think? So he says no manager could do any better with the players available.
Not true.
Do you put it down? Right. Let me ask you this question then. Do you put it down to tactics or how we set up? I mean, we set up today, and within not even a minute, we're 1-0 down.
There's questions to do with his ability to rotate. There's questions to do with him motivating the players. How many times, right, has he come out in his press conferences, right, and said, "Oh, we didn't control the game. We didn't come out and do this." Isn't it your job, mate, to motivate these players? Isn't it your job to get them up for these occasions? Isn't that what you're paid for?
Yeah.
Right exactly. Then. So he doesn't really take responsibility. I told you he's a coward, as well as all the other things I've said. I also think he's a coward. Right. So, with all due respect, is it Michael? Sorry.
Yeah.
No disrespect, mate. I mean, if you want to give me some, do you really believe that there's no other managers in the world who can't do a better job? Really? The world?
You look at managers around, and you look at the Bournemouth manager, how many players he's had to deal with, injuries he's had to deal with. You look at other managers and what they've had to deal with. I think Ange. Look, I love Ange as a manager. I loved him up at Celtic, and maybe that's blinded me and a few people of what he can do at Tottenham. And the first 10 games as well was more of a guiding light to what he could be doing if you got the right players in. But if you start losing your players, you start adapting. You start adapting to how you manage in the Premier League. Comes back to the question you asked me earlier, Tequila, in the start the watch along. Does he know how to manage is he a Premier League manager? Just because he done well at Celtic. I think any manager can win in the Premier League if you're backed properly. Levy has not backed Ange with Ange players. Levy's backed players with Levy players. Any other chairman, would they have sacked Ange by now? Probably. I think he should look while we were still in the two. We heard this before, didn't we? That it was down to the Liverpool game. That was the. There was.
It always seems to be the next game. The next game comes. We put in yet another shoddy performance, and then it's always the next game.
That's what's getting to me at the moment. Is that are the players not playing for him? Have the players given up on him? And I think after Thursday and today, I know Wayne probably will disagree with me with this, but I think the players are giving up on him. You look at Tell today, Tequila. You can't tell me he's not giving 110% of that. He was shouting at the Spurs players to get moving and give them balls and that. You see, he came on the pitch within 2 minutes against Liverpool. He was shouting at Sonny, our captain.
You want to know why? You want to know why, probably, Dermo? And it's quite depressing, this answer. He hasn't been worn down yet. He's new.
Probably not.
The same with Danzo, right? They're new. They haven't been worn down. It's depressing me saying it, but they haven't been worn down by the Spurs mentality or whatever it is that causes our players to just be like they are. Whatever it is now. There's so many managers, so many years. He hasn't been worn down by it yet.
So
he's new.
Is that an owner thing then?
I think it's a club problem, and that has to come from the top to the bottom. But it's not just Levy; it filters down throughout the whole of the club. Levy is ultimately responsible because he's the head of the pyramid, so he is ultimately responsible for that. There needs to be a massive culture change in Spurs, and that's why I've said that I think you got to burn it all down.
So going along that process, right, and there has to be. I agree with you. There has to be a culture change at Tottenham. Where did that culture change start? Where do you think the rot started? Where do you think people have called it a cancer in the club? People have called it whatever. But where did this loser mentality came from? It wasn't there before. But where can you pinpoint it? You can go back to it. That's where it started. Was it the end of Poch era, or was it before Poch? Or
before?
You think before?
Yeah.
So what managers are you looking at to say that's where it started?
I think the culture change is not just the Spurs. I think the culture change also happened a little bit when Sky bought the Premier League, when the Champions League became the financial juggernaut that it did, and getting fourth place was considered a trophy.
I get you.
And managers like Arsene Wenger. Do you remember when Wenger was saying that shit? shit
Yeah.
years ago, right? So that bred a culture of being like, well, it's not about winning trophies so much anymore, or league titles. It's about finishing fourth to qualify for the Champions League to get money. So it became about finances. And why, as fans, we shouldn't care about the finances of the club, as long as the club's not hemorrhaging money and going to go into administration or bankruptcy, then we really shouldn't care about it, right? The idea was meant to be, Dermo, that you get into the chat. This is what I thought the idea was, and you tell me if I'm wrong. You get into the Champions League not for the financial rewards really, but so you can attract better players to your club.
Yeah.
But you attract the better players to your club so that you can go and win things. And that seems to have gotten lost along the way.
I went to a Champions League night. We went to the AC Milan game. Me, Philip Brady, Dave Harrison, Jack Kanicki was there, and a load of us from Kildare Spurs. And I'll tell you one thing, Tequila, it was a great night there. It was like the atmosphere, European football under the lights of White Hart Lane, the Lily Whites, all wearing white. And it was like, all right, that night we went out and we were toothless going out, and I left that night. And I'll tell you one thing, Philip will tell you, and he will back me up in this, and I hope Philip does. Me and Philip were two of us working this channel. This is long before you and Colin got involved with the channel. And we left feeling that's it. We want to walk away. And if it wasn't for this channel, I would have turned off from Tottenham that night. I wouldn't have turned on until next season. And it's because of these, and I said it in the commentary, it's because of you guys, the subscribers that come in, week out, channel in, channel out, show out. Put your support into the channel. Put your comments in. Keep coming back. Keep listening to us talk about Tottenham. Putting in your opinions. You guys are giving us the energy to keep going. And I want to thank every one of you, all 2,042 of you that have subscribed to this channel. I want to thank you all because you give me and Tequila and Colin and Carl, and when Philip was doing it with me, Philip as well, when Ellie was doing it with us as well, Ellie, you always give us the energy to keep going. And I want to thank you guys. And I want to apologize to you guys for you having to watch that. For me and Tequila having to come on here. I want us to come on happy, Tequila. And I want you to come on, damn it, wasn't that a fucking great game we just watched? And I want you to be enthusiastic, like over Spurs. Like I've heard you being enthusiastic over Spurs. And you're a great person to talk football with. You're very knowledgeable about the game. You're very good about the game. When you watch a game, you will always point something out to me. Did you say, I didn't think of it that way, Tequila, but that's a good point. I want that Tequila back, but they've run you down so much that you've got to the point that you don't care about Tottenham. And that's a horrible feeling to have. And I want to thank you guys and the subscribers for giving us the energy to keep doing what we're doing. I don't know if you want to say anything, but I just want to say thank you to you guys.
Yeah, and I'm grateful as well. And I'm just looking at and our pain is their pain, because you look at the chat. You've got Philip and Carl, and Chill all saying more or less the same thing, that watching Spurs is extremely painful for us. Carl's saying that he's not excited anymore. Philip's also saying it's a worse feeling tonight than when he went to the AC Milan game with you, Dermo. So there we are.
Jesus, that's saying something.
So, guys, at least we've got each other. I know that sounds corny and cringe, but therapy is therapy.
Me and Tequila are your psychiatrists.
We charge you guys a lot less than the therapist would, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. We just charge. What do we charge them? A membership?
Yeah, I mean, therapist is like, it depends where you go, but a lot of money an hour they are.
And I want to thank you, Tequila, because you helped me a lot, man. I want to thank Colin as well. You two are great to work with, and you're great channel hosts, but you're also brothers off the screen as well. And we go through this together. He's not even a Man United fan, and he's feeling our pain. See, do you know what I mean? I want to thank you, Tequila, and everyone. I want you to put in the chat and in the comments how great of a job Tequila does for this channel and work with me. So please put it in there. No,
you don't have to, guys. It's fine.
No,
it's fine.
No, He don't.
Dermo, you work a lot. You work a lot harder.
No,
for me, Dermo.
I want to say this, Tequila. You don't get as much appreciation as you should do. And I want that rectified. You should get more appreciation. You work damn hard behind the scenes with the column as well. You and Colin both work. I may be the face of the channel and I do the shows and I put them together. But you two do a lot of the work behind the scenes with me, putting shows together, coming up with show ideas. Tequila's constantly, me and Tequila talk quite a lot during the day. With show ideas. He'll say to me, Dermo, what do you think about this for a show? And we try to fit it in. We're already thinking of next season, what we're going to do, how we're going to do the watch along, how we're going to do the build ups. We're already building for next season. So thank you to you two guys as well. And I want people to put that in the chat and I want them to know what you guys think of them because they are, I don't think you get enough appreciation than you deserve. And that's just my opinion. So.
Thanks.
And we're going through a lot of shit at the moment with Tottenham. So I think we need to look out for one another, be there for one another, and we're trying to grow a channel and a community that look out for one another. And we do that here. We're not like all these other communities that are vicious and toxic and vile and nasty and abuse other people. Everyone respectful, everyone come here with any opinion, and we built it for that, didn't we, Tequila? And sorry, I don't mean to overtalk you, but we're trying to build this community for everyone cares for one another, aren't we? That's the sort of idea behind it, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't want really be at each other's throats. I mean, look, emotions run high.
Yeah.
For all of us, and we're only human, so sometimes we do say and do things that we don't really mean. But hopefully, we're all big enough people to, if we do make a mistake, that we can own up, hold our hands up, and no hard feelings. Nothing's permanent. We're all a bit pissed off right now. If you're not pissed off, then I'm not sure what team you're watching. I mean, if you think stuff's going well, then fair enough. But I'd say that even a lot of the more hardcore Anjin, and I'm not taking shots at anyone, I'm just saying, surely even a lot of them must be starting to honestly question about his future.
Yeah,
because I just don't see much hope. I know that we're going to get players back. Our form will pick up a little bit, but let's not beat around the bush. We weren't putting up any trees the first half of the season either, Dermo.
We weren't. We were getting by.
We were okay, but only okay. It wasn't any better than okay.
No.
You got to remember that we had. I think it was our worst Premiership start in something like 17 years or something
since Ronde Ramos was sacked.
Yeah, so let's not beat around the bush. That even before the injuries, we were not. This is what I mean by saying the injuries have exacerbated it. Yeah, it's made it worse. Of course it has. It would for any team. But let's not beat around the bush and saying that we were doing amazing before them, because we weren't.
No, we weren't. I want to say big up to Sussex Hotspur. He says that was embarrassing. He's out of his depth. He also said in the chat he would love to come on. Sussex Hotspur, find the email on the channel, on the description. Send us an email in, and we'll talk about you getting you on the show. Joining me and Tequila and Colin for a debate show or something. I want to do a debate show, probably be Thursday when I do this debate show, and it's about next season. And what I want to do is I want me and Tequila to look into the future, and I'm going to pick 5 managers. Tequila's going to pick 5 managers, and we're going to try to whittle them down, Tequila, till we pick the one man we think is going to take over at Spurs.
That we think is going to, or that we want to.
That 5 managers. So I pick 5 managers who I think should take over at Spurs. You pick your 5 managers who you think should take over at Spurs. We'll go through them, we'll debate them, and then when we get down to 4, or we'll try to whittle them down, and then till we get to 1. And this is when you guys' chat comes in. When we get down to our last 2, we'll then put them as a poll into the chat, and then we'll let the viewers decide. The subscribers decide. But it's about looking to the future. It's about looking to the future. What does new ownership? What could it look like? What do we want to see from our new owners? So we're gonna sort of look into the future. We're gonna leave the now and go into the future. So that's what we're doing on Thursday. I am off I'm doing a special watch along tomorrow night for Colin. I'm doing Donny versus Palace tomorrow night as a little something for
No, you might
Colin.
enjoy that. You might enjoy that game because there's nothing on the line for you, is there?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to do. And then I'm having Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm back on Thursday. On Friday, because I'm having Thursday off as well. So I'm back Friday, guys, and we'll do that show Friday or Saturday. I don't know when Tequila would like to do it, but we'll have it up anyway.
I'm not sure. Maybe me and Con will do a show midweek. We'll see if he's free. I don't know if he's free or not. We'll see if Con's free.
What you're apologizing for, Dermo, not your body. Yeah, I do have to apologize. So yeah, so just take it.
You're gonna take it and you're gonna like it, Carl.
Yeah.
You're gonna take the apology and you're gonna like it. You've been told.
Yeah. Plungers not included.
I'm the one. Never mind. Yeah.
You're getting excited about it, Tequila. I can hear you. I can hear you go.
See, the plunger comment was something Wilton said, and it was completely taken out of context by other people, as it often is.
I love Wilton. Wilton's a legend, right? Wilton's the man that got a TV and chucked it out the window because Ian Walker made a mistake.
Ian Walker could never get me that upset. Oh, I loved Ian Walker.
And then Wilton realised he had to go and buy a TV before his missus gets home, so he had to rush down to the shop and buy a TV.
Wouldn't she notice it was a different TV, though? Or did he buy exactly the same model?
I would say he never told me the rest of the story, so I never did get to the end of it. I've always said I love Wilton, Peter M, and Philip to get them on to do a history of Spurs. Can you imagine the amount of history them three would come up with?
A lot of years.
Yeah. Sussex Spurs, Tezek would do a potch. His tactics set up at the midfield. He's so open. Why does he play part? I know, man. I want to say big up to Sussex. Yeah, just hit the email below. Send us an email and we'll get in touch with you. I'm going to say big up to. We're not trying to bring up everyone's comments. I'll just bring them up very quickly. Big up to everyone. Big up to Philip. Do you agree with this one? The captain under the team arriving at Villa Park said Spurs players looked like they just arrived at the gallows. The body language was all wrong.
Well, if the Villa team, if they all saw that, they saw lamb for the slaughter. That's the last thing you want, don't they? It's like a predator going after their prey. They probably saw fresh meat. That's what they probably saw.
Yeah. Big up to Colin Turner. He says shouldn't have started Gray at back. I said this, didn't I? But when the lineups come out, I think you and me both said it, to be fair to Gila, that David should have been centre back.
I wanted to see Gray in the number 6. I wanted to see if that's what I wanted to see. But
big up to Jim Spur 81, yellow and gold. That's changing, I think. The column's going to get down to the bottom of it as well. But I think yellow and gold's going for what you told me last night, Tequila.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. I did get hold of Brian Daigle, by the way. And I did. I did. He replied. He said it's going. I did also offer him an invitation to come onto the channel. Okay. And he never got back to me. So.
Oh, we'll never know. Maybe we'll see. Whenever.
Yeah. Well, I did offer. You know, I put the offer in.
Yeah.
I'm not big up. So
he had, just in case people don't know what we're talking about, on Brian Daigle's Tottenham on Tour channel, he had one of the people who's organised the change for Tottenham. I think his name's Jay or something. And he had a very long interview with him, and he said that they'd be getting rid of the whole purple and gold stuff. So that's just telling the people what. Yeah, that's what Dermy means. So purple and gold is out. It appears this is from the protesters, the people who are organising the protests. So
yeah.
Well.
Big up to Jim Spur. Well, I'm not sure how many FA Cup fan now can put up with this clueless manager. We all know Levy is to blame, but this manager is the worst manager I've seen in 40 years of supporting this team.
Well, I agree, and you've got 15 years on me, buddy. So I had 25.
Yeah. Big up to Will and Michael. If any manager comes in and sets those players up to defend and nick a 1-goal win, I think they would get an embarrassing result. Not just defeat. The players are giving everything. That's clear. I don't think the players are giving everything tonight.
I was about to say, I know that Dermo doesn't agree with that.
No. I mean, the players did not give anything until the 90th minute, and then they thought, oh, we need to score a goal. Honest to God. We bottled that night as well. Yeah, we did. Big up to Chili Music. Why was Poch with Ozzy this week? Was it? Yeah, it was Ozzy's birthday this week.
Ah, okay.
I miss Ozzy. I can't remember that. Yeah, exactly. Do you know, everyone's saying it. Look, everyone's saying the same thing, guys.
Yeah.
Big up to Chan. There's another one I want to get on the channel as well. Chin Wags. Yeah. 2-0 down, heading out the cup in a week, second cup in a week, 14th in leagues, fans singing Super Tottenham from the lane. I mean, come on. We've got the best fans in the world, Tequila. We really do, to be fair. We do. He goes on to say, meanwhile, the fans are singing Super Tottenham in the ground. I don't see the point anymore until these protesters probably... he's talking about the protests. Meanwhile, the fans are singing Super Tottenham in the ground. I don't see the point anymore. All these protests probably are a waste of time.
I mean, probably. I kind of agree with him. I don't want to, Chinwag, but
I get that. I do get that.
As I've said to Dermo, and I'll say it again, you can protest all you want. You still need somebody to come in with the money to buy the club.
Look, I think the way to send a message to leave is everyone to walk out on a certain amount of time. Just empty the stadium.
Yeah, I mean that'll have a bigger impact than probably protesting outside the shop will do. Yeah. You do it when all the cameras are rolling during a live match. Then yeah,
just to make the protest, and then probably come back 10 minutes later just to make a protest.
You wouldn't even have to leave. There's certain things that you could do. Like you could all. Have you ever heard of turning your back? So people get up and they just turn their back. If everybody did that, that would be a big statement. If everybody just got up and just turned their backs for 5 minutes.
See, I think that works.
To prove a point.
I think what gets me as well, Tequila, I think I don't mean to be nasty to anyone. I'm not a nasty person. Tequila can tell you I'm not a nasty person. I'm really not. But I don't like people being hypocrites. And there's people that buy the season tickets, go into the ground and still protest. What's the point of that? If you're going to make a protest, I know Man United fans that give up their season tickets, and they've been Man United fans going to Man United for 30, 40 years, give up their season tickets, never to get one again because they want to protest against the Glazers. That's doing it right. Am I being wrong? Am I being too harsh, Tequila? Probably am, but
no, not really. I understand. I've heard the reasons why a lot of them don't, and it's to do with never being able to get their season ticket back because it's been in their family. Like their grandfather had it, and then their father had it, and stuff like that. So I understand from a certain degree, but it's like as Simon Jordan would say, Dermo, got the back the courage of your convictions.
Yeah, exactly. We do love Simon Jordan on this channel, by the way.
I can't help but like him. I think it's because he's quite controversial. He's quite funny.
He is. I do like Simon Jordan. I do. I mean, I'm working, putting shows together, and I will watch Simon Jordan and Jim White on my other monitor. It's great crack.
I don't like Jim White that much. I like
Jim White. I like Jim White.
He's a bit corporate. Jim White's a bit corporate.
Well, he did work for Sky for 20 odd years.
Yeah, I know
I don't like fucking Martin Keown anyway. That knobhead.
No, well, no.
He talks more shite than bloody.
He's Arsenal, of course. He talks shite, dude.
He talks more shite than what's that fucking idiot's name? Ray Parlour in the morning. Then Rory Jennings. But Rory Jennings did have a baby, so I'm not going to give him any grief. He's just become a dad for the first time. So, congratulations, Rory Jennings, on the birth of your child.
Maybe it will smarten him up. Doubtful.
You're still a knob about talking about Tottenham, but congratulations.
Did you see? I don't know what feed you were watching, but did you see Jermaine Defoe? What I tell you what, Dermo, what I'd give to have Jermaine. I mean, Jermaine Defoe wasn't my friend. I preferred Keane and Berbatov, right? But what I'd give to have Defoe back right
I
now in
love
our team.
Defoe. I love Defoe.
The way that he'd just take a shot from 20 yards, bang. He'd just put it onto his foot, boom.
Yeah.
In the back of the net.
I'm not bringing up Wayne's comment. I can't. I'm sorry, Wayne. I just can't. The first bit was fine, but the rest of it, you went slightly bit.
Yeah.
Big up to Chinwag Expo. Says, respect your channel, boys. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much. It
Cheers,
means a lot to us. It does mean a lot, doesn't it? It really does. And we do work damn hard on this channel. People don't think we do. People think we're the part.
Compliments don't cost a thing, Dermo. So thank you, Chinwag. Compliments are free.
I mean, we're not. We are the Top Gear of YouTube. I mean, that's what we are. I mean, I am the James May of YouTube. The man next to me is the Richard Hammond of YouTube, and Colin is the Jeremy Clarkson of YouTube. Do you know?
Bless.
Yeah, you like America and buy big American cars and think you're a cowboy.
I am I actually am a bit of a cowboy, Dermo.
See, Richard Hammond. Then there you go, spot on. Exactly, Dan. I don't know what I said, but he's agreeing with me.
Good.
Right. Just going to the last few comments now, guys. I want Stephen foot in the ground whilst Levy is there. Tori Jennings, big up to Michael. When the Hoops are going through a bad patch, I have a recording of the 6-2 win against the Huns that never fails to cheer me up. Do you have a Spurs game that means the same effect on you, boys? Mine is the 1991 FA Cup semi-final against Arsenal when we beat them 3-1. That's my game I will put on. That free kick from Gaza. If you ever want to watch how good Paul Gascoigne was, what a genius of a footballer he was, that game. That's the game. For an hour of Gaza, proved why Gaza was the greatest of his generation. You, Tequila, what game goes back for you?
I would say not a game, but I mean, I've mentioned before that the reason I kind of got into Spurs initially was because David Ginola, and I keep going back to the goal he scored against Barnsley.
Barnsley, yeah.
Barnsley or Burnley, one of the Bs. I think it was Barnsley. I think it was Barnsley. Yeah, it was Barnsley.
Mm.
It might be in the FA Cup as well, if memory serves. Yeah, I think it was. And that goal, which more or less made me a Spurs fan when I saw that when I was a kid, when I was a teenager probably. So I can easily put that on. It's on YouTube. In fact, talking about it, I'll probably go put it on after we finish on the show just so I can see it again. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. And that always puts a smile. And also, you get the nostalgia stuff as well. And it makes me realise, well, that is why I became a Spurs fan. That is what I want Spurs to be again. Hopefully it will be. Don't ask me when, but hopefully.
I wish I could show it because I'm just seeing it now.
No.
That's why I put up that thing. The other thing I put up the other night of Tottenham in the past and the present, and are we Spurs and who we are. There's something on the channel. Yeah. Big up to the Queen's in down. The Queen's in house now. We've got to behave ourselves together. The Queen's in house now. She would have our heads beheaded. You know that if she knew we were doing anything wrong. Like Queen Victoria would, or I don't know. Would Queen Victoria have your head chopped off? Was that
probably the first one? Would
or was that Queen? Or was that King Edward? Not King Edward. Was it King? Who was the fellow that had 6 wives?
6 wives. It was Henry, wasn't it? I forget which one.
He was a miserable bastard. He reminded me of Daniel Levy. He got rid of.
I don't understand why any king would be a miserable bastard, don't I? If I were king, I mean, think about what you could do if you were king, Dermo. Why you be miserable, man?
Right, I tell you why I said that, because I think he's related to Daniel Levy. He gets rid of wives quicker than Daniel Levy gets rid of managers. I reckon there's something during the family tree here. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine if Daniel Levy was king.
You're definitely coming to Ireland. No, I'm just making a point. Is Daniel Levy related to Henry VIII?
No, Dermo.
Are you sure?
He's only got one wife, hasn't he?
Yeah, but no, it is. But Daniel Levy gets rid of managers like Henry VIII got rid of wives. Just saying.
Michael's
Put it
right.
out there.
He kept his women in order.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. Maybe there's a debate showing that. Who knows? Who was the worst?
No, mate, you can turn anything into a debate show, bless you.
Henry VIII versus Daniel Levy. Who's the worst?
That'll be an interesting debate. Who's the worst person? Henry VIII or bloody Daniel Levy?
Yeah.
Let's let's role play that Henry VIII was in charge of Spurs. Would he get the transfers right? I mean, Jesus.
Oh Lord. Yeah, we're totally this is what Spurs has just dread us to talking about Henry VIII. Anyway, Anna says, Jesus, Anna must think these lads have lost it. I've calmed down a bit now. I can give you my measured response to the game. Go on. The tactics are poor, outdated. Yes. Players are leaving too many gaps. Nobody closes down. Midfielders, that's it. We're too open. Yeah, spot on.
Villa just kept on. Villa were just running through like we had no midfield, dude.
Yeah. Wayne Bonner says Clarkson top gear or Zippy top gear.
Oh, don't get started on the rainbow stuff, dude. That's the last thing we need right now. Is to have Carl and Wayne.
Have you seen Zippy's top gear?
No.
You want to put it in YouTube? It is hilariously funny.
Maybe I'll do it later on.
Oh dear, Wayne. Yeah, it is so funny. Anyway,
wow.
Oh God, Henry VIII is getting a few.
I've just seen Wayne Bonner's last message there. I don't know if you want to read that out.
I can't bring that up.
Cheers, Wayne.
Cheers, Wayne. It says Carl says depends what head. Michael says I remember Gasser sticking a few past Shelton in one game. Yeah, it was against Derby County. Phillips now Henry VIII. He's come back and what the hell are these two lads talking about? Me and Tequila were trying to work out, Philip, right? Who'd be a worse owner, Henry VIII or Daniel Levy?
The fact that we don't know which one would be worse says a lot, doesn't
it? Bungle was told he could.
Don't get them started, dude.
They've already started the rate. Is that news for us that something's happened to Ange? Oh, hang on.
Please.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Holy mother!
I told you, bro.
We can't say anything yet. We will wait. Once we get official words, we will bring it to you.
There we go. I'll do what I normally do. We should be able to because it's not official.
Yeah.
We'll wait to see what he says.
I sort of will. I'll copy that. Yeah, we're just waiting. Henry VIII was good enough. Oh, there you go. And she's been given a new contract, apparently from Carl. Yeah. Anna David says we need to change scout and they ain't up to the job. Medical team are scared of upsetting Ange. We're putting players in danger, repeat of injuries. Ange is pushing too many young players into the ground. Exactly. Has Ange got Levy's on picks or something? He might have done. And then Zippy, keep your hands off George's. Oh God. Carl, behavior. So hang on, have we got a response?
Yeah.
Can we use it?
Yep.
So what do I use?
Just copy and paste it and put it into the chat.
Well, from the I'll show you what I will. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got unofficial word at the moment. I am going to put it in the banners. I want to know what Tequila thinks. Just have a look at the bottom of the banners, mate. See if that's all right. Sort of says not official, so we're all right.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Okay. This is not official. We're still waiting for an official update from the club. Our sources hungry at it. Early reports are saying that Ange will stay on at the club till the summer. Not official yet, just the feeling and the mood at the minute in the Spurs camp. Guys, poor old chilly music. I tell you what, instead of watching the games, Tequila, shouldn't chilly music just come in and just spend time with us? That's what
you might as well, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Anna is not very happy.
One thing quickly, Dermo, about waiting till the summer, assuming that I mean that doesn't guarantee he's going to be.
No.
That says he's going to be staying till the summer. It doesn't actually say, they're going to sack him in the summer. So it doesn't actually say that. But the thing is that if he were to bring in someone now, he could use the last 3 months of the season to evaluate the squad. Yeah, that's the positive, because if we assume we're not going to be relegated, which we probably won't be, but we assume that that we're not going to qualify for Europe in the league, then it would give that manager, whoever it was, 3 or 4 months to honestly really evaluate the squad, then going into the summer knowing exactly what they need for next season. Whereas if we wait and we sack Ange in June or something, right, then we've got to go for whoever the new manager is. Then he's got to evaluate the players, which means he'll have to do it via pre-season, which, as you know, isn't the best way to really evaluate your players until you've got proper matches. So that means that that transfer window might be a bit of a bust because the new manager won't know what he needs. Whereas if we can get the manager in now, who we could use the next 3 or 4 months, so we could evaluate the squad and know what he feels he needs for next summer. I agree with you. That Wayne's just put that zippy thing for you in our members chat. Yeah, I know. I'll check it out later on, Wayne. I've seen that he's put in. Is he gone? Says Philip. No, Philip. No. This is unofficial. I'll let you read it out. This is unofficial, and our Tottenham correspondent from White Hart Lane is out there outside the stadium now. He's in the cold night of North London. Tequila, I know you're out there. You're cold, or you're wrapped up warm. What is the latest? No, mate, I'm in the car next to Harry Redknapp, talking about Crenshaw and Defoe and Crouchy up front. Okay, right, but anyway, what's the latest? Saying early reports are saying that Ange will stay on at the club till the summer. Brackets not official, just a feeling and mood at the Mo in Spurs camp. Which I'll be really that surprised. Every fucking game will go through this together. It'll be the same next week as well. It will give me strength. Anna says, evaluate what? He's been here 18 months. He's spent 300 million. For him so far, it's not working. Just get rid. Michael saying, right? Yeah, go on. Anna, if you're responding to what I said, I mean a new manager coming in. Not Ange to evaluate the squad. I meant bringing in a new manager now to evaluate the squad, so that he knows for next summer if that's what. No, I agree with that. I think that's a great idea. Rangers will be looking for a manager soon, by the looks of it. Stranger things have happened. Oh God, I wish Philip. And then Wayne said, if Ange does go, he can take Johnson with him. Oh, he can take more than just Johnson. There's a lot of other players he can add to that. Look, we're going to call it a shift. Yeah, we've had another disappointing day at Tottenham Hotspur. Another defeat. We're out of our second cup competition in a week. We're now out of the FA Cup. We are back on tomorrow night. Look, if any news breaks and this becomes official, we will come back on straight away and give you the official word. If it's not just me and Tequila, it'll just be me. We will do it to you. We're back on tomorrow, of course, with I will try to do a players rating show tomorrow. Put it out. Oh no, you might be doing it with me if you can. Just 1 out of 10, Stemmer. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get that out as a pre-record, and then tomorrow I will be covering the Donny game as a thank you to Philip for the Colin for the work he does, and we will be doing that. That will be over the Full-Time Sports Network. Do you know what? As a one-off, I will show it here as well. So we'll be doing, guys. Yeah, we will be on later. Tequila, where can people find you, sir? Obviously, you can find me here with Dermo and Com a couple of times a week, whenever they want me, and on the Play Pouch, which, in case you don't know, is a gaming channel. Dermo's there, Com's there, me and a couple of my mates. We do have a couple of shows planned. It's just getting everyone together because obviously everybody's quite busy at the minute with Com and everything. But we're going to have a couple of shows planned that should be out in the next week or two. So the Play Pouch, yep, please join us. Cheers, guys.
I may do a pre-record on my thoughts on Spurs this season so far. Probably put that out. Probably do it tomorrow and put it out for Tuesday for you guys. So there is a bit of content going out. I think the guys might do something Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure when Colin and Tequila run. I know.
Yeah, we'll see. It all depends when Com's free.
I just need a few days off by doctor's orders. By the way, that's why I'm taking a few days off.
Yep, the boss has spoken. Hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. Yeah. No, I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I know he's going to say to me, so I might have to rest because of my back. I have to rest up properly do nothing for about 3 days.
It's all right, mate. You deserve. The
no,
break.
It's going to drive me mental because I've got ADHD, so I can't sit still, which absolutely drives me up the wall.
You better hope the PlayStation Network doesn't go down again, Dermo. So you've got something to do.
I got 360.
You still got a 360? Okay, well, at least you've got something to play.
I've got something for the gaming channel as well. I've got an idea for that. I'm starting a Marvel and Transformers game hunt for all the games that Marvel and Transformers brought out, and I'm going to regularly do that for the channel. It's going to be like a 10-minute pre-record that I'll do on my phone, and I'll send it over to you guys to put it up. But that's something I'm looking to do this week for you as well. Okay. So I'll send it over to you, Tequila, so you can stick it up on the channel. Yeah, that's it. We're out the FA Cup. I don't know if there's any update. I'm still waiting to see. The answer to that is no. A bit on Mickey van der Ven and on Chris Cowlin. Ange was asked in the press conference on Mickey Van, will he be back on Sunday? He said no, Mickey's probably going to be a bit of a slow burner. So we have got the unofficial news that Ange could be here for the rest of the season. Poor old Philip is saying
you wouldn't be able to get through anyway, Philip. Pretty much every Spurs fan's phoning them up as we speak. Yeah. The lines will be blocked for months.
The answer to that is yes, there will be. Me and Colin, actually Colin did it for me about 3 months ago. We've had a thumbnail ready to go. So yeah, and we have Tequila in the
I know you have, but that's what I mean. It's like Dermo's busting at the seam to use it.
I am. So, but listen, but if he stays or if he goes, we will bring it to you straight away, guys. Straight away. Here's to hoping he's gone tomorrow. Pissing Transformers, says Colin. Big up to Colin as well. And guys, do please put in the comments, put your thankfulness and your appreciation for the guys, for Colin and Tequila as well, for all the work to do with us here on THFC Till I Die. Yeah, maybe for all of us, because we do this for you guys, but we couldn't do it without you. So pick up your memberships, pick up your sending super chat. Do pick up your memberships. Join the WhatsApp group. Let's make this a happy family. Tequila, thank you so much again for all your help today, sir. And as always, we always let you sign out the shows. Just give it just get your inner Henry VIII. Think you're Henry VIII, got Andrew on the chopping block, ready to sack another manager. What do you say?
I'd scream off with the head. That's what I'm saying. And then chop. No, here we go. Quiz. Lovely. It's who we are, mate.
Then plop.
Then whoosh, you hear the guillotine noise. That's it. Big cheer for everyone.
Yeah. Do you fancy a point, Henry VIII?
And you got 5 lonely women now, mate. I'll take care of them, not right?
Yeah. Anyway, see you later. Bye-bye.
Eyes on the prize.